During this presentation, we'll be looking at CAMWORKS Premium and the added functionality provided by this package. CAMWORKS Premium includes all of the features included in all of the other CAMWORKS family of products, including SOLIDWORKS CAM Standard and Professional, CAMWORKS Standard, Milling Standard, and CAMWORKS Milling Professional, and CAMWORKS Turning Standard and Professional. And it adds 5-axis multi-axis roughing and finishing, 5-axis swarf milling, 4 and 5-axis simultaneous machining capabilities, and 4-axis simultaneous machining. Now, because CAMWORKS Premium includes all of the functionality of all of the other CAMWORKS family of products, you'll want to watch the videos for each of the other products you might be interested in, because during this presentation, we'll be focused in on just one part of the functionality CAMWORKS Premium adds, and that is the 4-axis simultaneous machining. So, let's go ahead and get started. Here's a part in SOLIDWORKS that we might want to program using CAMWORKS. This is a feed screw, sometimes called an auger, and it is often used in food processing equipment. And we're going to be using the CAMWORKS 4-axis machining capabilities in CAMWORKS Premium to program this part. Now, the 4-axis machining capabilities are also available as an add-on to the CAMWORKS Milling Pro package as well. Now, I also want to mention that I have another SOLIDWORKS configuration for the stock. So here you can see the stock configuration, and I'll activate it. And this is what the stock will look like prior to machining. So I'll go back now to the default configuration, the finished part, and then go to the CAMWORKS feature tree. And I have a 4-axis machine selected. Next, what I'll do is go to the stock manager, and here I can select from the current part, the configuration called stock, and you can see it being displayed transparently there. And that will be the stock I will be using for machining. Now I'll go ahead and create a new mill part setup. And that mill part setup, I'll select the top plane here and reverse the direction. There's an arrow here showing the direction of the Z-axis machining. And we'll go ahead and say OK here. Now that I have the mill part setup created, I can create some multi-surface features for machining. So I'll go ahead and first select the surfaces that I'd like to machine, those surfaces. And I'll also assign a strategy here. I have a strategy that I typically use on feed screws like these. And you can see it here called the 4-axis feed screw strategy for machining. So I'll select that strategy and assign that strategy to that multi-surface feature. Now that I have that feature created, I'll create another multi-surface feature. This one will be an avoid feature, and I want to avoid this surface while I'm rough and finish machining this surface. So I'm going to select that surface as an avoid surface, and then I'd like to create one more multi-surface feature, and that's going to be that same outside surface, but this time I'm going to use that for finish machining, and I have another strategy for machining the OD of the screws. So I'm going to assign that strategy. And now that I have my features created and my strategies assigned, I can go ahead and generate the operation plan for machining. And you can see that it created 3 different operations here. The first is an 8mm M-mill with a 3mm corner radius that I'm going to use for roughing. And under the pattern page, I'll want to select the surface that I want to avoid here. And then I can go ahead and preview the toolpath. And you can see the rough toolpath has been created here. And we can also step through it if we'd like to do that to see what the toolpath looks like. So this looks good now. I'll say OK. And let's go ahead and move on to the next operation. This will be a finishing operation with a 6mm diameter end mill and a 2mm corner radius. So let's open up that operation. And likewise, we'll also want to avoid this top surface while doing the finish machining. So I'll say OK here and go ahead and preview the toolpath here. And you can see the finished toolpath has been created as well. I'll say OK. And last but not least, we'll want to edit this operation. This is for finishing the outside surface here with a 12mm flat end mill. And I want to select the curves for that end mill to follow. So I want to select these two curves here for that end mill to follow. And we also want to select that curve as well. So it'll go around the outside there. Say OK. And then let's go ahead and preview the toolpath there. And you can see the toolpath has been created here. And I can go ahead and step through it. And so we can watch the toolpath there, finishing the outside of the part. Okay. This all looks good now. Let's go ahead and run the simulation now, the toolpath simulation. And we'll be able to see first the rough machining here. This is the 8mm end mill with the 3mm corner radius doing the rough machining of the part. So I'll speed this up a little bit so that we can see what it looks like after it's been roughed. The roughing is complete now and the finishing has begun. And again, I'll speed this up some so that we could see what the part looks like after finishing. And now we'll go ahead and finish the outside of the part using the 12mm flat end mill. You can see that here. And the machine model looks very good. Now let's compare the machined model to the design model. And we can see here everything is in green. So it is net to the design model. If there was stock remaining anywhere, it would be in blue. And if the part had been gouged at any point, it would be in red. And we can see when I release it here that everything is in green and everything looks like it's been machined nicely. So I hope you're getting the idea of how you can use the 4-axis machining technology that's in CAMWORKS Premium to machine parts like these. And as I mentioned earlier, the 4-axis technology is also, the simultaneous technology is also available as an add-on to the CAMWORKS Milling Pro package. And that about wraps it up for this presentation. So thank you for watching. For more information, go to www.camworks.com or contact your SOLIDWORKS or CAMWORKS reseller.